What's up, motherfuckers? Let me All right. So, how do I sound? Test, test, test. Let me get my mic in the right position. All right. We are discussing people that you feel like you're walking on eggshells when you have to be around them. Um. All right. To be overly careful in dealing with a person or situation because they get angry or offended very easily. To try hard, very hard, not to upset someone or something. You know, the same way an egg. Let's see. I'll do this other one. Hold on. What's up, man? How you doing? Let's see. What to do if you feel like you're walking on eggshells in your relationship. An ideal relationship communication with partner is expected to be open, free, and easy to maneuver. A significant other often takes the role of confident best friend and one with whom very little is off limits. When you're in a healthy relationship, it isn't very difficult to predict the moods and preferences of your partner with no one to fear. One partner's missteps are easily addressed without malice from either side. If this bears no resemblance to relationships you've shared, there are chances that interactions with previous partners often require a complicated mind work, careful analysis of your composure, and often bated breath while waiting for their next words. It isn't always obvious that exchange. You know, I see a lot of this out here in the YouTube street, so to speak. A lot of this bullshit where, hey, I can't deal with this fucking individual over here or that individual over there and just be myself, you know, and that's a problem. I can't give them my actual opinion, right? Uh, I don't know about that. You do it. It's somehow, some way. I mean, like, I hope you don't do it with me because I don't want that. Anytime that, but I do see kind of like where you do it with certain people out here. Yeah, absolutely. I see that. I see you doing that. Absolutely. There's certain individuals out here. I feel like that's what you're doing. Absolutely. 1000%. I mean, that's my opinion. Yeah, exactly. And that's the way it should be. Absolutely 1000%. It should be that way. I mean, yeah, I don't think you think you're doing it, but you're definitely doing it without realizing it because they will get you into that mode. Sometimes we do it and we don't even realize we're doing it, you know? Yeah, absolutely, Paul. I mean, it is what it is. But I do feel that some of these people out here are very easily offended by certain things. And we all can be offended by certain things. Like, especially when it gets personal, for example, right? Yeah, you may not realize you're doing it. You may not. But I guarantee you, I could put you on the spot right now, and you would be like, "Okay, let's not talk about that for a reason because you're avoiding that offending that person over something really at the end of the day that may be insignificant." Shoot, I could put J. Rom on the spot right now. He probably doesn't even realize that sometimes he does walk on eggshells with people. You know what I mean? Without even realizing it. I think that we all do it to one degree or another because we don't. It's easier to like not address the actual issue than it is to deal with the conflict of addressing the actual issue. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because how you may actually feel about something may not align with, you know, somebody else's feelings on the same subject. Yeah, but, really and truly, to what degree does that happen though? Like whenever like we disagree about something, do you feel like, "Oh, well, I gotta pick my battles?" Or do you say, "Hey, JT, I feel like this," and I say, "Oh, okay, well, I don't. That's okay. We disagree. Let's move on." You know, and it's no big deal. I mean, there's certain people in this world. Yo, yeah, exactly. Not usually with you, no. JT's pretty easy going, right? That's been my experience in life, right? Yeah, yeah, exactly. We all kind of do it to one degree or another because there are these people out here that are easy to offend, and you can't just say, like JT, hey, JT, I didn't really like that you did that. You know what? Oh well, I mean, hey, I disagree. I didn't mind. I don't see a problem with it or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I mean, but if you if there are these other people that you do not feel comfortable telling them how you feel, but they're really close to your inner circle, how you really feel, and you got to hold back those feelings. You can't say, or you got to hold back certain things. Like you may feel a certain way because you got to hold back because, hey, you got to walk on them eggshells. You got to make sure not to offend that motherfucker. Because if you do, well, fuck, they're gonna blow up and they're gonna fucking. Yeah, but that is the same thing, right? I mean, just like Tammy said though, like she can address it with me. She feels comfortable enough that she could tell me, like, JT, I think it's extremely fucked up that you did that. I cannot be more disappointed in you. And I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, well, whatever. It is what it is, you know. I'm sorry you feel that way, or maybe I'll be like, well, maybe you are right. I think I did go too far. It was an accident. I didn't mean it, like that, or whatever, I mean, but I think that she could come to me and say whatever the fuck, because I'm very easygoing. There are those individuals that are like that, and then there's other individuals that are a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? That if you do the slightest thing that they disagree with, they're gonna fucking lose their shit, right? I mean, you got to admit that that's true, Rob. You've had these life experiences just like everybody else. You know, we all have had them. You know, I mean, yeah, yeah. So I mean, but there are individuals out here in these YouTube streets that I feel that way about, and I get tired of fucking with them, and I feel this need to say, you know what? I don't want anything to do with that motherfucker. And usually it's either forever or quite a while, you know, or I have little or nothing to do with them ever again. You know what I mean? Because I cannot deal with that. I don't put people through that, and I don't expect to be put through that. You know what I mean? It's just an unhealthy way to be, in my opinion. You know. Now, the do I do how do I put that? Do I do everything that everybody wants me to do, or do they do everything that I want them to do, or I think they should do? Or do I agree with everything they do, or do they agree with everything I do? Well, no. No, they don't agree, right? Right, and I get that, but they shouldn't make it so hard on you that it isn't worth your time. Like, you should be able to say, note it or make mention of it. Say, I don't think you would ever feel that way with me, right? Probably. Like, oh, well, I couldn't tell you whatever, however I feel about a certain situation, or something like that, for because I might blow up at you. I mean, you could feel a certain. I'll be like, okay, well, I mean, you got your opinion, I got mine, but I think that we could have a civil conversation. There's some people, whenever you say a certain thing, like you feel a certain way about something, and maybe the way you feel, maybe it is wrong, maybe it is right, but that's how you feel right then, and that's your opinion right then. It is what it is. You know, like Eli, for example. Yeah, you feel like you got to walk on eggshells with that motherfucker because although I agree, like restreaming him is stupid and not okay. Yeah, sure, I can go up on a panel with those people that I disagree with what they're doing and have a civil conversation with that person, right? But in Eli's mind, in Eli's world, he's walking on eggshells and he's such a sensitive little bitch that that's not okay for him. So he had to do what he had to do, right? That's a good example. That's one example of what I'm talking about, right? Like if I can't say, "Well, I'm not gonna hate these people just because you hate them," or "I'm not gonna not go on that restream panel because you don't want me to," kind of thing. I mean, these people asked me to come up, I came up. Right, right. Well, we ain't trying to change each other's minds. We can agree to disagree and walk away from that situation. We both have our opinions, and yeah, we ain't out to change each other's mind. You know what I mean? And we do have a lot of similar opinions, and we got a few that aren't exactly on par, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with me. Just means at that point in time, we got a difference of opinion on a particular subject. Oh well, it don't matter, you know. But you shouldn't feel afraid to give me your opinion, and I don't think you would be. I think that if you came up here and you told me something maybe I didn't really want to hear, or I didn't care to hear, or maybe I really didn't want to, something like that. Maybe I don't want to hear it or something, or maybe I don't know. I don't know. There could be something there that it would irritate me. I guess maybe an opinion that I particularly don't like, whatever the case may be. That may be the case. Oh well. So you disagree, and or I disagree with you. Big deal. Does that mean what does that mean? Nothing. Doesn't change a fucking thing. You're still gonna live your life, I'm gonna live mine. you know? You're still gonna do what you wanna do, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. So what changed about that? Nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? So, but and I don't wanna go back to the Eli, you know, I mean, I don't know. We could come up with a bunch of different scenarios or things that we were talking about. Yeah, monolithic. Yeah, you don't wanna be monolithic at all. Yeah, you don't wanna do that. I wouldn't want you to agree with me on every fucking thing. That's fucking ridiculous. Who would wanna do that, right? Who'd wanna live in a world like that? It'd be boring, you know? You gotta have both sides of any equation in order to make it interesting. Otherwise, what's the point? The point in having a conversation is to grow and learn, right? So, and the only way to do that is to disagree sometimes and have conversations. And maybe you don't change each other's minds at the end of those conversations. That's okay. But maybe you learn something about where the other side is coming from of that coin. And that's okay too, right? That's absolutely okay. But I just I don't like that feeling, and I don't think that anybody else does either, right? To feel like, oh well, they gotta be uncomfortable. Yeah, oh absolutely, man. They are both of those things are very important. They really are. Paul, that is absolutely a big fucking problem. Huge problem. Huge problem in our society today is exactly that. They aren't willing to have a conversation at all, right? They aren't willing to sit down and be civil with one another and say, "Hey, this is how I feel on this particular subject," and then the other side make their arguments for it, and the best set of ideas are going to win in the end. Are you going to change everybody's mind because you set forth the best set of ideas? Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. Can you sway a majority sometimes? Maybe. But I mean, this idea that, oh, well, I'm going to shut down communication about this particular subject because we disagree. And I'm just going to fucking resort to whatever, screaming, yelling, trolling, whatever. Or I'm going to go and whatever it is, kind of terroristic fucking bullshit that they want to go into, because you don't agree with something that they said or did or whatever, or they don't agree with you on something you said or did or whatever, right? I mean, that's the type of shit that goes on out here, and that's some of the shit that I was talking about. Like, I think there was one comment that Lycan Theory didn't understand that I was saying. I think it was last night. I was putting on there. I was talking about some of the shit that's going on in this community, and I think I was talking about more or less like I love how either somebody did something or they were on board with somebody that did something, and one of the number one perpetrators of this certain thing that that went up by or happened. And then when somebody else does it that maybe they aren't, on board with or they don't like as much or whatever the case may be, they see it as this major wrong. But it was cool over here, but over here it's wrong. And then whenever whenever they see it as wrong over here all of a sudden, magically, right? They turn around and they're the ones lecturing, or they're the ones that are fucking leading the charge on this wrongdoing that they help perpetuate in another situation or earlier on, you know? Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I accept Coach Rom as Coach Rom. It is what it is. Exactly, 1,000%. You know, but that was one of the points that I was trying to make to him, but I couldn't. There's not enough characters in the fucking whatever you do the chat, and then the chat was moving by too fast, right, for him to get the next set of what I was saying. And I think I was talking about like, well, like I think in that particular subject, I was speaking about like things that people would do around here. I mean, like for example, whenever I talked about Scotty was in Lycan Legion, assisting Lycan to do all these wrongs to all these people at the time, may have even been the leader of that charge, right? May have even been actually doing the acts herself against these people. And then when they have a falling out, now she's going to champion those same people. Come back later on and champion those same people. I mean, we talked about a child's picture, right? I'm sitting here getting a lecture from someone that was totally good with my child's picture being on posted on a community wall. um, and then later on, when the dick had been drawn situation, right? That incident, the person was crickets. You didn't hear shit. But meanwhile, that person's coming back and they're going to lecture me about some fucking TikTok clip, that you could barely fucking see the child, but and I had to read this shit off but whatever, right? But that person's going to come back and lecture me after the fact, right? On this other situation. Like, who the fuck are you to lecture me about shit? When you've done this other shit and you were totally for it over here. And now today, oh well, you're gonna lecture me about it. You know? she sure she she for sure took the lead in some of that. Yeah, exactly. She took the lead in some of that fuckery. Absolutely, she was a major participant. It's like it's like you getting raped, and then your rapist is your biggest advocate. Yeah. Yeah, without ever being punished or having anything, done to them. It's like, or, or it's more like, it's more like your rapist gets off scot free and, then sends you to jail for raping somebody else or something. I don't know. It's a fucking weird ass fucking scenario. You know what I mean? You're like, the fuck? You are the biggest perpetrator of this issue, and then that person, felt the need to come at me and try to lecture me. And I was like, the fuck? Bitch, you was you was good with that shit back when. You didn't say shit. Not a goddamn word. You were good with it. But now all of a sudden, oh well, goddamn. I just found it to be kind of funny, because I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, I literally said, to the woman, it's not like I drew a dick on her face, so that she would get the hint. I thought that was funny, but I mean, that was me. I got a kick out of my own dumb shit. Oh yeah, I fucked up too. I mean, I could absolutely own my own shit, you know. And there's a lot of it. I did it, but and I ain't sorry for it either. Fuck them. Oh, because of all the shit that's transpired. Exactly. That's exactly it. And you see this kind of shit every fucking where out here. And I'm like, the fuck is going on? This is fucked up. Yeah, yeah, being a CSA advocate when she's done, had sex with a minor. She's gonna be like lecturing everybody, don't have sex with minors, or something when she's done it. The only one who, I'm sitting here, I'm having a conversation with this motherfucker. I'm thinking to myself, the only one out of the two of us that's touched a fucking minor in a fucking sexual way, that would be you. Out of the two of us. You know, that don't make sense. The fuck is wrong with you? You know, that shit fucking gets on my goddamn nerves. If somebody wants to come up and lecture me about something, at least let it be somebody that's not guilty of the thing they're lecturing me on. You know, if you're guilty of it, shut the fuck up. You know? Yeah, exactly. Hypocrite as fuck. It's hypocritical as shit. Like when you've done it, you can't fucking tell me not to do it. Like fuck off. You know, and the only reason I haven't done it is because I don't want to. I find that to be disgusting ass behavior. You know, that's why, but for somebody to run up and be lecturing me about shit when they're guilty as fuck, and I know it for a fact because in particular, they did it to me, some fucked up shit to me, right? Or they saw some fucked up shit being done to me and didn't say shit or actually cheered it on. And then they're gonna come back and they're gonna try to lecture me about it. Fuck you. You know? Fuck you. But yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what the fuck I'm talking about right there. That shit gets on my goddamn nerves, and it happens all the time out here. You gotta deal with, like, yellers and screamers and shit that like to jump on panels and yell and scream. That's one thing. Whenever they don't get their way or you disagree with them on something, they feel the need to do that, or they can't even have a fucking civil conversation at all. And then they wanna say, "Well, you butted into some business that isn't yours." Bitch, I was on the fucking panel when you ran up there and yelled and screamed. Fuck you. It does have something to do with me. It didn't have nothing to do with me until you fucking jumped on that panel and started yelling and screaming. But when you jumped and yelled and screamed in my motherfucking ear, it had something to do with me. I'm on the goddamn panel, you dumbass. You stupid fuck. Anywho, certain things got brought to my attention by some outside parties, and so I wanted to talk about this particular subject because despite what that person thinks, I do not watch their channel. I have not watched their videos. I have not been over there, and it's a fucking fact. Just because the person is too afraid to admit they sent me that screenshot. Yeah, that's true. Well, you can't lecture me about it. You can't come back and lecture me about it if I did it. You know, you if you wanted to send somebody else who didn't do it to come and lecture me about it, okay, all right, you can do that. I'll listen to that. I got no choice. They ain't guilty of it. But I mean, you can't come and lecture me about it. That's the thing. Or if I call the job on somebody else, if I call somebody else's job, J. Rob can't come in here and lecture me about it. That's funny shit. You're a funny motherfucker, man. You make me laugh my ass off. Jesus Christ. Well, I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to do that. I would never do that. But I mean, what I was talking about is if the person that sent me the screenshot doesn't is too scared to admit that they sent me that screenshot to you, that isn't my problem. I seriously don't watch that person's fucking channel or videos, and I did not take that screenshot myself. You know, if that person is too afraid to tell you, I took the screenshot because I personally disagree with what you were saying or what was being said about him, and I informed him with this. Don't worry about it. But if they don't want to admit it to you because they're too afraid, they're walking on eggshells, and they can't tell you how they really feel. That's on you. That ain't on me. People aren't afraid to come and talk to me. People are afraid to come and talk to you, you know? That's the real issue. That's the issue that you need to deal with, you know? Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But, this idea that I would watch, these people that I'm done with, their channel at all, which I'll be done with probably for a year or longer at the very least, if not forever. Um, I'm serious about that. I'm not playing. Whether we're talking about Eli or we're talking about GLM or we're talking about this person or that person, whoever the fuck it is, I may or may not be talking about. I'm done with certain people and I won't be back for probably year or forever. One of the two. Maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe 6 years down the road. I say, all right, I'll give this person another chance. Maybe I'll never give them another chance. That's up to me, and that's all there is to it. But some of these people, you know, that think that, I'm watching them. I'm not, I swear. I talk to somebody else, a third party, a fourth party, I talk to other people. I'm not just talking to one or two people here or there. I mean, I talk to a few people. And they may be watching, but on the other turn, at the same time, if a person doesn't want to share the screenshot with that person, I say, why are you walking on eggshells for them? That you shared that screenshot or how you feel about it actually. If you don't want to share that information with that person, why are you bothering to send the screenshot to me? So that's a question that I personally got to ask too. That don't even bother them because you're also adding to that conflict going back and forth between me and this person, and you're not trying to resolve that conflict. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the same kind of scenario. But you got a reason, you got a court case with that particular person. Like the people I'm fucking with, I ain't got no court case. Exactly. Exactly. Go where you're welcome and don't go where you're not. Exactly. I mean, but I would say, yeah, don't bother to send me those screenshots anymore. If you're not gonna, state if you can't state to that person how you really feel, or that or you feel like you continue to walk on eggshells by yourself, you know? I don't feel the need to sit there and stand up for myself in that situation. So or defend myself against that idiot, because I don't. So don't send me those screenshots. I don't watch their shit. I don't have nothing to do with them. Don't want nothing to do with them. And don't stir the shit in that way. You know what I mean? Don't be, because you're not helping to resolve that conflict by doing that. You're just sending me the screenshot. You're afraid to tell them how you feel or that you bothered to send the screenshot yourself, right? You gotta get where I'm coming with that. So that's an issue. You know what I mean? Because you're not resolving that conflict between me and that person where him or her can go that direction and I can go my direction. And you're not admitting to your part in that's happening. And this person's really believing like hey, what's up? What's up, life in Red Kiln? But anyways, I'm gonna go and chill and enjoy my day off. I might go to hit the beach or something, or I don't know. Thinking about going down to the water park maybe or something. But I'll figure it out. Either surf or water park, one of the two. God damn it. Anyways, peace out, guys. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I wouldn't say that's exactly right. But Life and Ray Kim's in the house, and we got yeah. Lucky for me, I didn't say shit. I wouldn't say exactly, exactly. I wouldn't even worry about it, because there ain't nothing to hide. But peace out, guys. Y'all have. Oh, you're in Jersey. God damn. All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful day. Peace out, guys.